The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Switch. Hey, 382, last 50. Right done.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Done.
We want this.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. He's going to air one out. Looking for Diggs, and it's and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. They find some open. Stephon Diggs. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Stephon Diggs taking it in as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Bailey got the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Alpha. Go ahead.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Going for the deep ball. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
Right here, guys. Mike 51. Hey, come on now.
Receiver. Hey, orbit. Yellow. Yeah. Wait, hot.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Watch the back. Check. Line out. Check out. Move.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Dan Bailey, the kicker for Minnesota.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
He's coming. Rose. He's coming. Double up. Kill. Watch the ship. Hey.
Starting the third quarter with Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Double dog. That's the way. Black. 51 the mic, boy. 51. Hey, wahoo. Hey, Mike 51.
Throwing is Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Nick Bosa, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
They can't hang with us. Gun.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that will be incomplete. Well, shame on them, Coach Davis. They went against your advice. They threw the football, and now they're backed up to punt this away.
They're actually fortunate. They went against my advice, but they didn't turn it over, right? No takeaway for the defense. They'll punt it now. They probably could have gained a few yards if they ran it, though, and helped out with field position.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Here comes Pettis on the return. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10.
21.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
I got you. Hey, alert! White. Check 24.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Let him know. Mike 40. Check. He's coming. Hey, Mike 7. Check Mike 40. Watch the out. 40's the... Hey, gun. Lock. Check nickel.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Let's go, D. Check 52. Quick edge. Go. Check 3. What's that?
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Quan Alexander able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Two. Mike 51. Mike 51. Gun. Let's go. Jim. Hey, Steamer.
Cousins now. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but now the hit comes, and Cousins lost gets the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4.
Here we go. 180. 40 them up. Check.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
21. Here we go. Tighten up. Mike 40. Watch the slant.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Bang. Watch the twist. Watch twist. Check.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down.
Check three. Hey, Ken. Leave it. Ring up, 48.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Here we go again. Check. Topper. Yellow. Hey, box drop.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Kill.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. Tackle made by Everson Griffin.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Hey, Mike 40. Coming to you. Sponge. No. Under 10. 10.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
11. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Check. White. Squeeze, double. Mike's 40.
They run again with Breida. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning.
Right there. All day, baby.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
11. I got you.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, 55 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Back to throw. And Diggs has it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Hey, we're good.
Now Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Four receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike, 51. 51, Mike. Hey, Delta. 51. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? Heavy?
Back to throw. He completes it to Treadwell. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
We got to get the ball. Did he get the ball? Two. Shoot. Check safety. He's checking.
They'll run for it. Cook. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9.
Check. 40's mine. 40's black. We go.
To throw is Garoppolo. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Ben Gideon picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, here we go. Right there. Hey, gun. Right there. 54 Mike. 13. Check.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.
come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. With the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up.
I had to get back up.
I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. With the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top of the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no off. You better call back up.